Welcome, friends, to the second episode of Sensei Sethlon's study. So doing match analysis again this week. For this week, I wanted to do Sora versus Ripple at the Underground finale. This is the winner's semis of this tournament. Overall, pretty good set. Really interesting because both these players are sort of dynamic opposites. Ripple, known really well for his defensive play. Really good at playing patient, really good at keeping it safe, playing slow, and playing in sort of a brawl fashion, but still making it work in this engine when the character is definitely good for it. And Sora, on the other hand, is like super aggressive, always pushing into his opponent's space, and it is interesting to see what happens when the two meet. So you're going to start off on Smashville, pretty common starter.
He also played Riddell in,
Alright.
in Pools as well.
Right. So this is actually a pretty interesting matchup.
This will be his fifth,
It's kind of odd for Marth because normally he can space things really well on shield and be really safe. That's sort of like his how his pressure works, is not through like actual frame advantage like space animals will do, but through spacing so far outside his opponent's shield grab range that he's effectively pressuring them because they can't attack him back. But day to day, oh god, that spike.
That's funny.
It was like, have you seen my DD?
So yeah, it's actually a really good conversion from Sora because hits with the forward air. Ripple DI's in, so he goes in a pretty high trajectory. And he's not actually in hit stun at this point in time, but he's still trying to fall and grab the ledge and get to this safe zone down here. So Sora kind of sniffed that out and decided just to go for it and get the spike off.
Very nice.
Wow, what a conversion. I don't even
Pretty clean conversion. Very strong. That is one thing that Marth definitely has going for him, is his explosiveness. If he does manage to land like a surprise F smash tip or down air, he can kill people really early.
You know that Sora wants to prove that he is the best Marth out there.
Yeah, this is actually something that's really good. So Sora's in this position where he's on the ledge. Here, actually, I can pull up my handy dandy draw on stuff. So he's right here. What people would want to do most of the time in this situation is ledge hop up and say like neutral air with Marth and still hit like all this area. But since he's playing against Day to Day and Day to Day is obviously sitting in full crouch, he's going to crouch cancel it, probably grab him, throw him off stage. He's going to be out here. It's going to be banned. So instead, what Sora does is he wave lands. And even then, he's not really in like a great spot. Like he's right on top of Day to Day. There's nothing he can do that would be like a safe option to attack Day to Day. Like he could up tilt, which would cover a lot of space, but again would get crouch cancelled. He could neutral air, but again crouch cancelled. So what he does instead is he wave lands on, dashes back to try and get the grab from the safety of the stage. So even if like it's a good way to beat crouch canceling, it would beat shielding. And even if it does go south and he gets hit, he's in stage. So the likelihood of him, if he does get hit, he's going to be getting pushed this way, which is okay, because there's lots of space from the stage to go on. Whereas if he got hit over here, he could potentially just get like down tilted and pushed off and then killed.
That he is the best Marth out there.
Yeah, for sure. And now he's one up, obviously, right now.
Well, yeah, this actually is a pretty terrifying moment. So he gets the forward throw. He gets down air, the punish. And it kind of looks like Ripple's not DIing out. I imagine he's not DIing at all in this situation. And Sora tries to get the tip F smash. If Ripple had been like DIing in or not DIing at all, and the F smash did catch him, very likely he would have been DIing out and may have just actually died at 50%, which would have been obviously huge.
On Ripple. Ripple also watched a lot.
Good conversion
of my
from
match with Sora.
pretty good
He
conversion
watched
from Sora. He might have been able to
He gave
spike
me
him
some
there, but
advice, so I think
pretty
probably
would have been extremely fast
a
reaction.
little bit
And
more
at this point in time,
like
I
in
could not
the
blame him for playing safe.
theory crafting part
And
of this matchup than Sora right now.
just
So
going
we'll
for the
see if
spike.
it
Let's see what happened here.
more like he's probably.
So, the reason why this happened like it did.
Gave me some advice, so I think he's probably.
So Sora jumps up and forward airs, and looks like he tries to double jump, or he double jumped before the forward air rather.
Probably.
Yeah, so he tried to jump up and then fade back with the double jump forward air,
A little bit
and
more
didn't really work
in
as a
the-
platform
in
move
the
like it did.
theory
And
crafting part of this matchup
getting back aired,
than,
whenever
than
you
Sora
are
right
in the
now.
middle of a
We'll
double
see if
jump
he
by day to day,
adapted.
pretty much a death
Surprised that
sentence
Sora- I guess
because
he knocked
you only have
Sora's
one
jump
option. You
out,
have to
'cause,
beat.
I was shocked that Sora didn't try and jump there, but I guess, you know,
Really good spacing on this dash attack. Look at this.
Try and jump there, but I guess, you know,
So
must have snuck it out, must have stole it.
Oh, kind of
You know what's so crazy about that
surprising
move? It has
punish
massive
there.
hitbox.
That's
Sora extended his hurt box because of the forward smash. And
It's
that's
an
why
interesting
he
thing about Marth is that even whenever you have him in a bad situation, like
And you
this,
see what's so crazy about that move? It has
even from this distance away, from this far, he can drop with the forward air, and the tip of the forward air still is great. So this, even just barely hitting Ripple here, is enough to push him back.
Sora extended his hurt box because of the forward smash, and that's why he got pulled in.
Very good by Sora on the defensive to
Sweet
use
spot
the
up
forward
B,
air to get him out of the way.
and
Down
oh,
air.
that is
Ooh, the wave dash.
a little bit unnecessarily fancy.
Sora on the defensive to use a forward air to get.
Yeah, he actually could just full jump up and down air here and catch him with the back end and send him down this way. But Sora went for the fanciness instead.
Away
Down
that,
air.
Which is nice, you know, I mean, if it's gonna work,
wave
might as well do it, right?
Jesus.
Very stylish. Looking like MJ right now.
Dunk,
Not Jordan. I'm
Dunk
talking about.
City.
Oh, Jordan.
So, this is actually pretty good by Sora. Whenever after he gets down smashed. Curse you.
Stylish. Looking like MJ right
So
now.
he does a ledge jump, and since you can cancel the ledge jump frames pretty early, he cancels immediately into forward air on the way up. And so normally in situations you would want to, a lot of people would drop with a down air or a back air. And Ripple actually anticipated that. He dropped shield, turned around, and re-shielded it. If Sora had dropped with an aerial, it would have been shielded, and day-to-day shield grab range is massive. So he definitely would not have been able to space it outside of that. Would be grabbed and would be thrown off stage. And might just die. So, very, very small thing for Sora to do, just to double jump instead and try to reclaim this space. But actually
Jordan,
really,
I'm talking
really
about-
important.
Oh, Jordan and Jackson.
No, why would we go say
Jordan and Jackson, baby.
Oh,
this
my
is
God,
kind
what
of
the
a-
fuck?
He got.
Jordan and Jackson, baby.
Oh,
my God, and Jackson.
No, why would we go say
Jordan and
So-
Jackson, baby.
As you can see here, the Waddle Dee actually hits him reverse, since the hitbox is this, and he get hit on this side of it. He's sent this way instead of out, and he gets a stage spike, gets him killed.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
He got
The
stage
Gordo
spike.
stage
He did,
spike?
No, it was a
Oh.
water.
Stop.
He,
Water
he,
Dee,
he,
that's
he,
There we go.
He was denying to the stage, but
Even match here.
He actually ran into it.
Oh man, Ripple man with the clutchness.
Yeah, it's actually kind of scary at this point in time, because both characters have been really, really explosive.
Ripple especially is
Marth
one
obvious
with,
down airs, and day-to-day with random gimps.
His luck stat out of the
So this is a thing that Ripple and day-to-day players in general will do. We'll set up so they're a couple jumps above the stage, so they can drop down with a down air. And it's actually really, really difficult to punish. It's a really good approach. So, most characters don't have something that can cover space so high up above the stage. And so it's a really strong way for them to move around to neutral.
Yeah.
Especially if they're worried about you dropping down with an air earlier on, or a back air, or just a quicker down air.
He's that co. She's got extra luck.
Bad place for Sora to be, but fortunately it saves his. So you guys who've read my Roy guide may remember the section I have about recovering And this is actually a really good example of that, where Sora gets thrown off stage, and like most like mid-level players in this position will panic and either side B or just double jump immediately, and that puts them like up here. And now you have to come down on Day to Day, who's down here, who can like forward air up and put hitboxes here. He can up air, he can up tilt, he can put stuff anywhere he wants, and that's a really, really terrible position. Instead, Sora simply waits. Like, he falls. He knows he's not in trouble. Like, Day to Day's, he committed to the waddle toss, so he can't forward air him. So like he actually has no way to be hurt. And then, whenever he gets down low enough so he can sweet spot the ledge, then he double jumps and is in a much safer position. Ripple could have like dropped with the back air and potentially like covered this space with that, but then he'd be dropping down. He would have had to fast fall, I imagine, to actually get there before Sora did. And then he used a couple of jumps to set up the Waddle Dee. So it would be pretty unsafe. He could, like, if he does screw it up, he could eat a down air and just die. So pretty good play by Sora there. Smart use of recovering resources. And that's kind of unfortunate, getting caught by the hitbox of the up B. Day to Day does have a hitbox on the way up for the up B. Does not actually have armor like the overlay suggested it. It used to have armor at one point in time in a previous version. I guess the DG just did not remember to remove the overlay. So this is a good position by Sora. So once again, Ripple did turn around and shield this, but this is actually really well spaced. He probably could not shield grab him. It's like max range back air, and since the back air hits pretty hard at the tip, pushed him back a little ways. And one thing that I really like to do, and is a really good use of side B in general, is if you ever hit somebody off of a cross-up, it's really good to throw out afterwards, because it'll cover like all of this space. So if they try to shield grab you, they get side B'd. If they spot dodge, you can continue the side B and keep on like putting hitboxes out. It's kind of too far for them to roll behind you, and if they did, I mean, that's not something that people usually do. If you just tap their shield immediately roll, it's really punishable if you didn't do a side B. And this also covers the jump. You see, the Ripple's trying to wave dash in there, I guess to get closer, potentially get a grab, push him off stage, but the side B will hit him out of that.
And the three hits of Dancing Blade.
Good use of the platform there. Yeah, platform goes out super far. For you guys who haven't like actually looked at this and like seen it, just how far this platform is, like this is a huge gap between the stage and the platform itself. There's so much space out here. Very difficult to cover at times.
He's trying to pepper the stage with these Gordos, trying to get some stage control.
So this is actually pretty risky spot for Sora. So he starts the side B, and at this point in time, he's in actually a pretty rough spot, because if he stops at any point in time and Ripple calls out that he's going to stop and just grabs, like this is shield grabbable. Day to Day can grab this. So he goes through the first two swings, pressuring shield. Day to Day, Ripple's shield is actually getting pretty small. Like if you see, there's definitely places he can be shield stabbed if Sora wants to go for that. So he does the third swing. Shield's getting really low. At this point in time, Sora's committed. Like, he can't really back out. If he stops, like I said, if he stops, Ripple can grab him. So he goes for the rapid stabs, which would actually shield stab. But Ripple rolls behind him, probably expecting the fourth swing in some way, whether it be like the fourth up, the stab up, or the rapid stabs to stab low. And then gets a fairly weak punish, jabs, but converts that into grab, throws off stage. And this could potentially be a stop from Marth, so doesn't look like too great a punish, but it was jab is one of Day to Day's fast options. Not his fastest, I believe. Down B comes out a little bit faster, but pretty good conversion into grab off of it. Sora just going for a little damage there. Not able to spike because he wasn't close enough off stage. Day to Day was a little bit too high. Could go for neutral air, but that can be smashed DI'd out of, and is quite as safe as just going for the tip up air. So. Sora at this point in time trying to force the side B a little bit too much in my opinion. So this is really smart. So Ripple grabs him. He down threw him earlier in the game. You know, if you saw, if he down throws and Sora DI's in, then he gets the regrab. The scary part, especially at this percent, is if Sora tries to DI out in anticipation of the down throw follow-up, then Ripple can just forward throw it. And that actually just kills him. He's just dead. He's going to die off the side there. So this is a 3 out of 5 game, because this was a fairly, not sure if monthly or more than monthly tournament, but... So let's look at Ripple's bans here. So he bans Battlefield and Yoshi's Story Brawl, interestingly enough. I'm not actually sure why he bans Yoshi's Story Brawl. Yoshi's Island Brawl? I think it's Island. So yeah, so this leaves, those two bans leaves this stage open, which I think actually was a bit of a mistake on Ripple's part. This is a great Marth stage. Really good for an aggressive player like Sora.
He doesn't like Green Hill Zone. Okay. And the other one he probably banned was Fountain. So he just probably likes this stage.
Yeah, like Sora right off the bat taking all the momentum, doing tons of damage, swinging his sword around. Marth covers so much space. Like, she's with the forward air there. Just like all of this area is just a no-fly zone. There's nowhere you can be that's safe.
In the meantime,
not sure what Ripple was trying to go for the ledge grab there. Maybe hoping for a back air after Sora side Bs. Interesting note for Marth's side B is that it doesn't actually combo all the hits. He's whiffing the second one, and then following up with the third. Since he's at such a high percent, it does actually work. I don't know if he's in hit stun the entire time there, but probably not enough time to get a hitbox out or anything.
That's pretty healthy. I would say that's healthy.
Yeah. For sure.
Ripple doing a good job DIing away from the forward throws. Could have just eat a tip forward smash if he didn't do it correctly. Almost gets the Asin spike set up tilt the down air, but it is pretty heavy, so wasn't quite enough knockback to actually combo. So this is pretty smart. In a situation like this, when you've got your opponent backed up to the ledge, he's shielding. There isn't really much he can do. Like if he just rolls, I mean, it's gonna put him like right here, which is definitely punishable if you are sitting there doing absolutely nothing. He's probably just outside shield grab range here. You could jump, but I mean, Marth's gonna forward air, and it's very, very scary because Marth can just like walk forward. Like if he steps just like another couple steps forward, he's in grab range. Well, maybe I guess I'm not sure if Day-to-Day's hands are actually grabbable. You might have to be a little bit closer, like y'all. And the only real way, or the best way to not get grabbed is by spot dodging. But if he's just sitting around being patient, like he is, just walking forward and wave dashing back, then potentially any move you make could get you killed. And so Sora goes for the forward smash after one wave dash back, maybe two, putting some pressure on the shield, and almost shield stabbing him. Kind of surprising that it doesn't push him off stage. He must have shield DI'd it in. Yeah, so Ripple does a pretty good job being patient and not getting torn up in that situation. Good conversions from Sora. This is one thing about Marth that is scary. Like he has a sort of hard time comboing people at really high percents, but if you do manage to set up those up airs at around like 130, that high up, they will kill people. You tip them. Dash dancing from Sora. Again, good DI from Ripple for the forward throw. A lot of people in that sort of situation would get caught by the forward smash. This, however,
Oh, I thought he was going to double down on the forward smash.
you see Sora spacing the down air really well. if you time it perfectly, it actually hits quite far below the stage, like it's actually hitting about there. So, Ripple was jumping up to sweet spot the ledge, but that's still within that range, if he times it correctly.
Oh my God!
Sora's got a huge lead at this point in time. Don't think there's much that Ripple could do to come back from this. Like, the Day-to-Day is a pretty explosive character, and that was a really good setup. See, using the down air to hit way below the platform, setting up for back air off that. But he's still in a really bad spot. Like, Sora could potentially kill him off of any conversion. Just like that. So Sora's been doing this a lot in the game. Jumping up and then wave landing on the platform. A lot of times he was doing it, he'd wave land onto the waveland diagonally and slide off, so he would land in like a safer position back here. This time he actually wave lands down straight, and then drops down from here and wave lands back to try and bait the shield grab, and Ripple takes it. And Ripple was probably trying to down throw, like he was just immediately Z and then pressing down, or perhaps Z and pressing back to try and get the throw off stage for a quick gimp. And that is the absolute worst DI for forward smash, so he will die at super low percent. Really bad DI on this stage will get you killed by Marth. That's actually a pretty cool skin from after using Marth. I just saw that for the first time. Got the nice hood.
Yeah, sure. Let me see. Can we just go into the configuring the...
So right here, they're actually talking about some of the colors for the stream setup are like a little bit more bright, or a lot more vibrant than they should be. I'm sure you guys noticed. So yeah, they're talking about potentially fixing that. I'll skip forward a bit. Get to the next match. So 1-1 right now. Both players taking one game. Set is 3 out of 5. I believe I did mention that. But.
Very nice. Can you even out the scores? Even out the what?
Now Ripple's counter pick. Hard to say what he's gonna pick. He might want to pick something like greens to try and like be able to just get him off stage and kill him. He'll try FD, which is a pretty good day-to-day stage because of this. Like he can jump around and like be safe up here. Unfortunately for Ripple, Sora's kind of sniffed out that he likes being up in that position, and so he starts setting up these full hop forward airs. Good down air check chase. Yeah, you see here Sora can cut through. Nice space. Yeah, like with the back air he does here. He covers so much space in the air. Like all of this area has hitboxes going through it. It's actually pretty difficult for Ripple to safely set up his down airs, his aerial shenanigans.
But I really just like wow.
So this is an interesting moment where so Sora gets the forward smash, the tip. Did this sweet spot? I don't know if the sweet spotted. It'd be pretty crazy if it did, but Ripple DI's down and actually is ready to tech it. So basically, he just goes nowhere at all.
And the forward smash read. Very nice from both players.
Good punish from Ripple here. You see the so he gets him above him. The neutral B obviously isn't going to work, way too low. Drops the down air and then shields immediately. And Sora immediately back airs out of shield, trying to catch Ripple. Like if Ripple tried to back air again, or up tilt, or like just walk away, Sora's back air would clip him. But instead, Ripple actually turned around and shielded. That was actually a really, really good setup by Ripple. Because since he turned around and shielded, if Sora hadn't done anything, or had spot dodged, or like done something silly, like roll out, then Ripple could have grabbed him and set up down throws or forward throws off stage and potentially get a gimp. It's a really good coverage from Ripple. He blocks the Marth back air. Punishes with a full hop rising back air. Gets some good damage off of it, gets some good positioning. Enough pressure that he can set up the aerial command grab with the inhale. And then Sora with just the raw run in. The tricky part about this is, since he's running behind him in forward smashing, he'll actually... It's a really weird spot where it looks like a lot of times people run directly at you like that. You think they're gonna jump cancel grab. So sometimes people will spot dodge, sometimes people will freak out. And it's a pretty good way to set up a safe forward smash if your opponent isn't ready for it. Not that great DI from Ripple, but Day-to-Day is a super fat character on a big stage. So. But that up tilt will actually kill him. This stage does not have a big ceiling. So Marth will be able to kill him off the top like that. Good back air spacing. Good coverage here from Ripple. Sora's been doing this a good amount in this set, rising from with the ledge hop with aerials to cover all this space. And Ripple, to counter that, dash back a little bit, and then full jumps. If Sora had just like stood up or done a ledge hop normal option, he'd be landing right here. Ripple probably wouldn't actually punish him with the back air, but he'd like set up good pressure and could potentially like double jump to set up down airs or drop with inhale to beat the grab. But since Sora did do the full hop, Ripple just back airs, get some free damage. You see here, he actually full jumped up and waited to try and bait Sora into throwing out hitboxes to try and elicit a reaction. And Sora does. He double jumps and he forward airs. And Ripple doesn't actually do anything. So, seeing that, Ripple can set up the back air to punish him, cover all of this space. Like I was talking about, double jumping too early can put you in a really, really terrible spot. Good bait by Ripple. Pretty good punish. Won't quite kill him, but that's a lot of damage. Any poorly timed on Sora's part action could get him like forward aired or back aired. Pretty quick ledge grab by Ripple, but not quite enough to seal the deal. Sora doing a good job tech chasing Day-to-Day. Interesting. So you'll see Falcon do this sort of thing as well, where he'll throw someone and cover the tech in place. So say he threw from here. He'll cover the tech in place with an aerial, and then if they teched away instead, then he'll dash. And a lot of times you can't legitimately cover that those options if you're trying to do like Falcon, for example, would do a stomp, and then a lot of times dash or grab or dash and neutral air to try and like pin them down. But Sora actually sets it up here so that he can whiff the aerial, and it didn't look like it was quite perfect. Ripple may have been able to buffer a roll away, but still gets the regrab. Again, here, just the same thing. Again, with the wave land baits to try and get Ripple to whiff shield grabs. Ripple doesn't quite fall for it this time, though. Good walls by Ripple, setting up lots of hitboxes. Try and control the space around the ledge.
Probably the most safe option besides fastfall forward back air is good too, but that's a really safe option against Marth.
So this is actually pretty good. So Sora sniffs out an opportunity to dash in and down tilt. And I'm not sure why Ripple turned around there. Maybe he was trying to set up the backwards roll. I don't know if the backwards roll from Day-to-Day is any better than the forward roll. But it's a good idea from Ripple to roll away, since it's pretty hard to deal with down tilt pressure from Marth from a lot of characters. So yeah, it does actually roll behind him around the grab and gets a grab punish himself. Sets up down through a tech chase. So in this situation, if Ripple was a little bit closer, he can actually step forward and down smash. And like say if he was right here, whenever he started the down smash instead of right here, he down smashes. It actually covers like all this space, which will often catch the tech in place, will often catch the tech backwards. So sometimes you can set it up where it'll cover basically all of your options. That's probably what he was trying to set up there, or maybe he was just trying to catch the tech in. Kind of a strange situation there. Both players kind of fumbling, trying to figure out where the other will be. Really good forward smash here. So
I think Ripple is playing really well.
this Ripple rises with from the ledge hop. It comes to the down air, which covers like all of this space. But since Sora didn't do anything, since he sat and he waited, he can punish with the F smash, which will reach from about right here to over here. A little bit lower than that drawing, but you get the point.
Really well.
Yeah, catches him with the reverse F smash. We'll kill him at that percent. So Ripple was no doubt trying to fast fall down to land on the stage faster. Getting caught in those little fast fall transitions, your DI will be pretty bad.
Wow, that dancing blade was a little messed up. Yeah, I'm seeing some imprecision.
Looks like Ripple was trying to set up a forward air here, hoping that Sora would just fall down and then he could cover all this space with the forward air. But instead, Sora actually double jumped up, which in this situation was perhaps the better idea. He may have been able to jump over or like air dodge up onto the stage if he did double jump immediately. But since Ripple was covering so low in this situation, it is good to go high. Still a little risky, and you see he still gets caught by the ledge dash.
The momentum is definitely in his favor.
And Ripple tries to set up the down tilt, but Sora spaces the up B correctly to knock him out of it.
He's got control right now.
Oh wow, the side B. Side B clipping the waddle here, knocking him away. He probably would have died if that waddle hit him. Even if he DI'd correctly, he would go like straight up, and that'd be a perfect position for Ripple to just back air him.
Wow, that side B to hit that waddle was clutch. Now Sora's kind of struggling to figure out how to get these hits in neutral. Okay.
But the thing about Sora,
Yeah, a bit of a mistake from Ripple there.
Now Sora's kind of
So he's trying to just throw waddles to control this space, but Sora went a little bit higher. If he had just jumped and like pressed any button, he could have hit him with anything. But again, trying to control the lower space instead of the upward middle ones.
he could have easily spiked Ripple there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very nice up there.
Pretty good conversion from Ripple there. Getting the sweet spot up air from Data. He could have forward aired, but since he was so high up, and since Sora was no doubt DIing hard in, because it was such a slow combo, up air was probably the better choice. Ripple trying to set up the safe off-stage waddles. Ooh, and this is one of the few times in this set where Ripple gets caught. Probably, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to wave dash in or if that was the first like startup frames of his roll, but gets caught trying to do something, and Sora hits him with the quick forward throw spike.
It's the grab and the down air. Wow.
It's actually a dangerous position.
I wonder if he could have DI'd that better and up B, you know, like DI'd away instead of...
Sora doing a pretty good job utilizing dash dancing. This sort of tech chase setups are what I feel like Marth and Roy a lot of times have to do against these the bigger characters that are really heavy, really CC prone. It's difficult to actually combo them, so you just have to play it safe, play it slow, shut down their options, and slowly but surely whittle them down.
I thought he would just grab the ledge and try to hit him on the counter hit.
What happened here? So he dashed up. I don't know if this was... I guess it was a dash tech. Ripple was... I'm not sure why Ripple didn't do anything. He could have, like... he may have been scared that the dash attack would cross him up, in which case a shield grab would whiff and put him in a bad spot. But he could have, like, neutral aired or down aired to cover both options, cover both sides of himself. So he may have just had a brain fart in that moment, and Sora took advantage of it. Snatched him up real quick. Good waddle dash from Ripple. You'll see a lot of times day-to-day players will save the waddle dashing for later on in the match, so that they can try to like catch you off guard with it. Fly did a really good job of doing that versus me whenever I played him at Apex. Really good drop zone forward air there, again covering the really low space. Yeah, waddle dashing isn't so great that you can just use it over and over again, and it'll like be something you can do consistently in neutral. But it can really, really catch people off guard if they're not used to the fact that you have that option. Ooh, a really good forward smash here. I got Ripple trying to space so that he can grab the ledge safely, but Sora covering.
Plan is, but there it is.
If Ripple had it spaced a little bit lower, like fast-fault a little bit before the double jump, he could have grabbed the ledge safely and potentially punished. But. So Sora 1 went up now. The FD counter pick not really working out too well for Ripple, since Sora did a good job dash dancing, good job covering the space above.
Hoping maybe to shield grab or buffer a roll, but
Exactly.
he just got hit by the way really fast.
So much of Mart's play.
It's game 4, going to Stadium. It's kind of an interesting choice. The stage is a bit longer than FD is. I don't know if the platforms will help or hurt more for Ripple. It seemed like Sora did do a pretty good job of covering the upper area of the stage, so maybe the platforms will give Ripple a better way to move around and like do tricky wavelands and down air setups. Lots of damage on that tech chase. Sora very good at utilizing the down air in random situations on stage. Oh, tried to get. I'm not sure why. Oh, he doesn't actually dash. He probably tried to do a dash and grab there, but the input actually came out as the standing grab, which will, of course, not work even if your opponent DI's in.
This is the danger of playing at the ledge.
Both of them honestly are so powerful on the edge.
Yeah, and see, this is what I'm talking about whenever Marth is using his side B on Day-to-Day's shield. Like this is actually a pretty unsafe spacing for most characters, but definitely gets snatched up by Day-to-Day there. Pretty good. So this is actually pretty good coverage. So he throws the Waddle Dee down. If Sora does just fall, the Waddle Dee will intercept that, and so it forces him to jump up, which he of course tries to has the idea of covering with like the forward air from Day-to-Day, but Sora jumps and snaps him out. It looks like he was going to try to jump back and then drop the down air to cover this space. Or Ripple was going to jump and turn around and drop and cover this with the back air. Sora with a good spacing on the down air will snipe him out of that, and Marth's pretty floaty, so he can survive just down airing off stage as long as he doesn't fast fall. Good drops on forward air. Good up B choice from Sora. Oh! So that could have been bad for either player if either one had gotten hit by that Gordo. Definitely killing percent.
Almost alive. That DI was really nice.
That was very, very well played, Sora. Sora, you know,
Yeah, again, you can see the side B high enough percent that the first hit will connect. The second one will actually whiff, but the third one will still finish it off.
That power shield, man.
That was so clutch. But Ripple avoided it nicely as well.
He did, yeah.
I guess does Ripple actually?
Ripple avoided it nicely as well.
He's actually trying to grab Sora first, which was kind of a silly idea since Marth is at a bit of a frame advantage from the forward throw there. Would have been better to spot dodge or try and roll away. But maybe if like he had done the throw frame perfectly, and if Sora hadn't, he might be able to grab him. But kind of a greedy setup. Like in that throw, however, in that situation would have put him off stage potentially. Maybe not at zero, not in like a great position. Sora getting a little bit too fancy with the dancing around here. At this point in time, I don't know what he expected Ripple to do. Dash dancing back like this far. So we'll look at this really. So the options that Ripple has from here. He's teching right here. He can tech in and end up like right where Sora currently is. He can tech in place, or he can tech out, like equidistant to how far in he would tech. So normally, what you want to do to cover these sort of options is to, as Marth, is to be somewhere around in this area, so that if they do tech out, you can dash in and grab them. If they stayed in place, you can set up like down tilts, F smashes, jab resets. And if they went behind you, then you can like dash in grab or dash grab. Or just turn around grab, or if you really want to punish, like go for a down air or an F smash. So what Sora does here is he dashes way back, which only would really cover the tech in, since like he teched here and has to come this way. If he teched in place, I don't think he'd really be able to cover it. He might be able to get a dash in grab, but that's a really big distance to be dashing, especially on reaction to something. So I'm not really sure what Sora was trying to set up here, because he He doesn't grab him. He runs in and shields. He does jump. He does correctly read the grab reaction from Ripple. Jumps over it. Double jumps immediately so that his arc is a little bit lower than just a normal full jump. Once again, he may have been actually trying to set up the waveland bait for versus the shield, but it doesn't quite waveland far enough away. And Ripple does snatch him up.
Wow, wow. You know, normally Sora's been getting these tech reads really nicely, but right there, Ripple avoided it.
And a good buffer.
Yeah, this is also another way that you can get out of the double-edged dance, or dancing blade from Marth setups, is if you shield it, you can actually just buffer a roll immediately, and just get out of there. So, yeah, the second swing whiffed as he started his roll, and the third swing will obviously whiff because he's so far away. And that gives Ripple time to set up his stuff.
It should not work on shield, although it looks like there's mix-ups he can do. And wave dashes out of shield to punish it.
Ripple trying to wave dash out of shield to punish the multi-stabs, but Day-to-Day's actually got a pretty slow wave dash out of shield since his jump squat is higher than average. Good combos by Sora, but not enough to set it up. It gets charged down smash. You see, this is a better example of the tech chase setup I was talking about for Day-to-Day, since he's get that first hitbox out, see how far it goes. Oh yeah, nice and far. So it hits out to here, which would definitely cover the tech in place, and it also hits all the way out, like the same distance behind him, like to here. So despite the fact Marth is teching in, he's vulnerable at about like this point in time on, so it does circle around and hit him out of that. And it also pulls him towards Day-to-Day's front. So pretty good. Pull his opponent off stage. Let's see this again real quick. So after the down smash, pulls him off stage, looking for a forward air down here. Yeah, you see he does actually try it and whiffs. This actually puts him in a pretty bad spot since Sora double jumped straight up. Like he could, if he tries to just get to the ledge, Sora could like snipe him out of one of his double jumps with the down air. So instead, he just goes for an instant up B and tries to like brute force his way on stage, which was a good way to catch Sora off guard. He could potentially have spiked him out of the up B as well, but that would be a really risky play for Sora.
I mean, sorry, let's go theory crafty.
Good run off forward air since Ripple did DI away there. The F smash wouldn't have been possible. Good run off forward to get the damage and the rising down air.
Yeah, sure.
We're not like.
So down airs like this are really good for edge cutting for Marth and for Roy, because so he lets go of he grabs the ledge at the right time when his opponent's about to start his up B. He lets go on the first couple of frames possible, and he's actually still invulnerable whenever he's down airing, which makes it so that Day-to-Day can't hit him out of his rising up B. And will end this talk.
I love the down smash. I think it's really good. It puts it's a very psychological read.
Right.
It like makes people feel like.
Sora got a decent lead now, but it's not so much that Ripple wouldn't be able to bring it back. Yeah, like one good swing like that. If he hadn't DI'd that correctly, he might have died.
I love the waddle dash that he kicks it off the stage.
I love how much this match is based in stage control. It reminds me of like StarCraft Terran versus Terran, you know? Like
Again, Sora, really good job using the down airs and tech chases. Pretty good up B. Not sure what he's trying to set up for there. Good conversion. Yeah, I think the forward air wouldn't have actually worked after that follow-up if Sora had DI'd away. Catch a person trying to move around their DI will do all kinds of strange things. So you see again Sora trying to do this time he dashed. He may have wave dashed there, I'm not sure. Tried to set up the F smash on the backside of the shield, but Ripple sniffed it out pretty well this time. So it actually, you see here, a bit of an unfortunate. So he's trying to do a rising forward air, but the Day-to-Day's collision looks like it warps down a little bit during his forward air. So the game thinks that he's moving down and hits the platform so that it will cancel directly into the landing. Which you can see some characters will do sometimes on certain platforms, certain stages, depending on their animation. which is unfortunately hard to fix.
Up air, but, ooh, slightly misses the aerial right there.
Good down air here from Ripple. You see them.
Up air, but
So he whiffs the side B, and it's difficult for Ripple to actually fall down on top of him since he's got more control. Like if he hadn't side B'd, he could like up tilt, he could just wait, he could shield. And so instead of trying to invade Sora's space, he actually double jumps up and down airs to cover all of this space himself. And Sora actually takes the bait and tries to double jump, or tries to full jump up and like up air all this space, but moves directly into the down air.
slightly misses the aerial right there.
Gets a really good conversion off of it too. That's a lot of damage.
That would have hit. And 3.5 you land on the platform like that. I don't know
Ooh,
exactly.
good side B setup.
Nice
He,
spot.
so you can see for a moment here,
That would have hit. And
that
3.5 you land on the platform.
Ripple's actually like considering what he should do. He, in some situations, he can just raw get a forward air off of that, but instead he waits, lets the Waddle Dee get back to him, picks it up with a wave dash, and the Waddle, if you wave dash into them, what they call Waddle dashing, the Waddle throw actually has a lot less end leg, so it's much easier for him to convert. into the forward air.
Hit confirm. This
Right
should
now,
be
oh,
it.
Yep,
wow,
and
wow,
drops
very
the back air.
Dash the forward air.
See, covers all this space down here. Very difficult to get through. He may have, yeah, like even since he was invulnerable for all of that, I don't think there's anything Sora could have done in that situation to survive,
Very nice. I didn't even think you'd
other
go
than like
that deep, but
counter, which would obviously be a extremely risky play that far off stage.
he's got it out there.
Sora takes a moment to breathe and think.
Oh, kind of unfortunate there. Sora trying to set up the down tilt pressure,
Takes a moment to
but
breathe and
gets a
think.
turnaround instead of a dash away.
Oh, nice. Really, really good.
Yeah,
Sora by
yeah,
Ripple.
no great.
Excellent.
That's actually a pretty good read by Ripple here. In most situations, you would want to just grab the ledge here, but instead Sora tries to like force his way on stage with a forward air, and Ripple snatched that out
Oh, nice.
and
Really,
pulled him
really
in.
good Sora by
Man
Ripple.
grab. Doesn't get too much damage off of it, but damage is
He
damage.
had to just stay on ledge,
Yep.
but he decided to go to stage. Okay.
All right, back throw.
Good
What are we gonna
setups
see? We're gonna see a
Ripple
read on
using the
jump.
Waddle Dee to get himself some room on stage,
Amazing.
and that
Read on the jump.
pretty unfortunate.
Amazing. Back throw. What are we gonna see? We're gonna see a read on the jump.
So you see Sora here doing the up air to try and keep Ripple out of this area. If Ripple had fast falled with an aerial, then the up air probably would have beaten it. Let's see this again.
All right, back throw. What are we gonna see? We're gonna see a read on the jump.
Yeah, if he had actually like back aired, the up air may have traded, could have gone either way, really. But since Ripple grabbed the ledge instead, and he's above 100%, his ledge get up animations, his ledge roll, his ledge just straight stand up, his ledge attack will all take much longer and therefore occupy the ledge for a longer period of time.
Amazing.
So the ledge roll lasts long enough to
Really,
actually
he knew he wanted to, like,
finish
get-
Zinmarth
people
off.
knew that Sora wanted, like, to get some.
So now we're 2-2,
And he would throw out a risky air.
even games down to the last match in the set.
Nice.
I don't know, man. This matchup seems like totally 50-50 to me.
Yeah.
Sora goes Fountain of Dreams, which sounds like a pretty good pick. Like it's pretty similar to Yoshi's story in that it's small and like Marth can control the space pretty well since it's not very much actual room on the stage. It's very thin, and the blast zones to the sides are pretty small. So stuff like forward airs will kill really early. He'll have opportunities to down air. Since the stage is so thin, he can just carry him with forward airs. Potentially get early kills that way. Unfortunately, it does not work out very well.
All right. No chain
Once
grab,
again,
we're
the
gonna see Ooh,
down smash
oh,
setup.
momentum.
And gets a huge amount of momentum early on.
Slightly bad DI and good
Doesn't
DI by
quite get
Sora.
the drop zone forward air. Sora is probably looking to snipe a double jump at that point in time. Ripple.
Does combo out
But
on slightly
instead, Sora just
bad DI.
wiggles out of hit stun, waits, double jumps, but he up B's a little bit too early in his double jump. Also doesn't arc completely straight up, goes like a little bit angled, so Sora will not make it back to the ledge. Pretty unfortunate, considering that he did react appropriately to the drop zone forward air. Ripple, good response to the full hop forward air. Oh, interesting, the down smash not covering tech in place there. If he had charged it, it probably would have. So I guess he has to change the timing a little bit, depending on what tech he wants to cover. Really good response from Ripple here. So Sora drops with the forward air. Ripple crouch cancels. Sora goes for another forward air. And he's actually going, he decides, this is the positioning that he's using is either for like raw comboing, like if he had hit with a forward air and he hadn't crouch canceled, he could do a forward air and then another falling forward air to continue the combo. This also has the same, this same movement will have him connect, like hit his shield with the first forward air and then land behind him so he can't get shield grabbed. But Ripple still covers this with a back air. Pretty good read on the cross up. Pretty good response. Oh, and again, Ripple kind of setting up the same positioning for the ledge grab he used earlier, but it's a quick finish it off. And this is a really good response. So, Sora, again, kind of jumping around above day-to-day. So he's setting up for a down air. He's going to drop here, cover all this space. I don't know, he may have been trying to actually edge cancel the down air, to like slide off as he's doing it, which would be pretty safe. But Ripple reads this. He knows that Sora's been playing really aggressively, and he understands that Sora wants to like put hitboxes out, wants to put day-to-day under pressure, wants to use the down air to get combos. So he up smashes out a shield, which will cover like all of this space, and also has the bonus of leaning back a little bit. You see so normally day-to-day's hitboxes would be like right here, but since he leaned back with the up smash, it's actually like around here. And so that up smash will win versus the down air, which is this situation overall. It shows a really one of the big downsides to really aggressive play is that it's very easy to fall into a pattern, very easy to fall into like a timing where you go, okay, so he's always attacking, he's always putting out hitboxes. So what hitbox could he possibly put out in this situation? And then if you just counter that hitbox, then you win. Good forward smash setup from Sora, waiting a little bit after the down air to make sure he gets the tip. But he's still in a really rough place. 3 stocks of day-to-day is a lot of stocks to try and finish off with just one. Gets the forward throw down air, but that's not going to be enough. Even at like 40%, day-to-day is really heavy. So the spike will not kill him. Pretty good attempt there from Sora to Dancing Blade through the Waddle Dee. Yep, so side hits the Waddle Dee with the third swing, and tries to continue on with the fourth, but not quite inside range. Pretty good damage. Ripple looking for the, you see here, just dropping down with the inhale to cover this space. If Sora did try to do something, did try to go off stage, potentially even forward smash might have pulled him off, then Ripple would have inhaled him up and then just fast-falled and won. Good coverage by Sora. That kind of unfortunate. I guess he was trying to get underneath it, hoping that Ripple would land on the platform. Still gets caught by those stars. And so this is the proper spacing. I guess Ripple didn't actually space it properly early on in the set when he tried to do this. Setting up the down tilt for edge guarding. So yeah, you see the Marth blade reaching about this far, and the tip down tilt reaching so far out. And since he timed it a little bit better this time as well, since he actually did the down tilt after the Marth hitboxes were gone from the up B. rather than trying to like trade it or beat it outright. And even Sora actually DIs this pretty well. Like, he doesn't get sent very far, but yeah, he has to side B to get more distance, and that gives Ripple plenty of time to grab the ledge.
Wow, dominant.
Insanely nice last
Yeah, Ripple with a really dominant last game, as the commentators say there. Made a really, really good adjustment to Sora's aggressive playstyle. Yeah, that's about all I had to say on the subject. It's interesting, the commentators actually thought Ripple was playing pretty aggressively in the last game, and I don't necessarily agree. He was playing pretty fast, but a lot of the speed was actually just like counteracting Sora's aggressiveness rather than going on the offensive himself. Yeah, doing a really good job of shutting down his spacing and yeah, catching Sora whenever he was vulnerable, because that's one of the big things about really aggressive playstyles is that if they don't adjust to their opponent really, really fast, after their opponent starts changing things up, then they can get caught in lots and lots of different vulnerable areas. So yeah, that will be the end of today's match analysis. As always, if there's any suggestions you guys have, things you like, things you think I could do better, feel free to drop me a comment, and I will be back next week. Until then.